Let us begin by welcoming the presence of love within each of us. Let us join together in the love they share and express here today. Let love itself embody and enrich this service of celebration and commitment as they deepen their love by the joining of their hands, their hearts, and their lives together in marriage. Who presents Amber in marriage to Jason? Please be seated. And as we are seated, let us observe a moment of silence as we remember with loving kindness those who left us too soon, but not before gracing us with their love, as well as those who could not travel here today. We especially hold in our hearts Jason and Amber's grandparents and invite them to join us in heart and spirit today and always. As one person grows more deeply to love and to understand another, there comes a time to make a firm and continuing commitment and to welcome family and friends into the celebration of their love. Marriage is a commitment in which an institution may bless and a state make legal, but it is first created and maintained in the minds and the hearts of two individuals. It is a union created by love, secured by trust, sustained by courage, renewed by hope, and nourished by a strong personal faith. It is therefore a decision which is not to be entered into lightly, but rather undertaken with great consideration and respect for both the other person and oneself. So we are here today, this morning, on this beautiful morning in Colorado, to celebrate the love in which Jason and Amber have for each other, and to give them our blessings and recognition for their decision to accept each other totally and permanently. And it is into this state they now come to be united, along with a four-legged friend here.
Okay, good luck.
Absolutely. What's going on here? Do you, Amber, and you, Jason, accept each other today as husband and wife, joining with each other in spirit, offering your friendship and your loving care, honoring each other's growth and freedom as well as your own, cherishing and respecting each other, loving and embracing each other in times of joy and adversity?
We do.
And now they're going to share their vows with one another. Who would like to go?
I, Jason, take you, Amber, to be my wedded wife, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. This I solemnly vow.
I, Amber, take you, Jason, to be my wedded husband, to have and to hold from this day forward, for better or for worse, for richer or for poor, in sickness and in health, to love and to cherish, till death do us part. This I solemnly vow.
Have you brought rings to exchange?
Ready, you're up.
Come on, Eli, bring me the rings. Eli, bring the rings.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now I get a popsicle. Do you take Jason? Rings are made precious by our wearing them. If you'll join your left hands. They carry our meaning. They say who we are, where we have been, and perhaps maybe even where we are going. They become us. They reflect us. They are a symbol of our truest essence. So Jason, if you'll take Amber's ring. Sorry.
For this ring I thee wed.
If you please, Jason. Jason, this ring.
Jason, with this ring, I thee wed.
And now if you'll continue facing each other, holding each other's hands so that you may feel the gift that you are to one another. These are the hands of your best friend, young and strong and full of love, that are holding yours on your wedding day, as you promise to love each other today, tomorrow, and forever. These are the hands that will work together as you build your future. These are the hands that will passionately love you and cherish you through all the long years together, and with a simple touch will comfort like no other. These are the hands that will hold you in times of any fear or grief. These are the hands that will countless times wipe the tears from your eyes, tears of joy and tears of sorrow. These are the hands that will hold your family together and foster a happy home. These are the hands that will give you strength. And lastly, these are the hands that even when wrinkled with age, will still be reaching for yours, still giving you the same unspoken tenderness with their perfect touch. And now we move to a blending ritual. We're going to move up to the table here. If you'll stand on each side. Amber and Jason have chosen a blending of sand as expressing their love. So both of you, may your love always be as constant as the never-ending waves, flowing endlessly from the depths of the sea. Just as the waters touch and nourish the many shores on earth, may your love be a moving sea between the shores of your souls. Just as there will never be another morning without the ocean's flow, there will never be a day without your love for each other. You have just sealed your relationship by the giving and receiving of rings. This beautiful union is symbolized through the combining of these two individual vases of sand. The first one represents you, Amber, and all you were and are, and maybe what you will become as well. The second represents you, Jason, and all that you were, are, and that you will become. Each one holds its own unique beauty, strength, and character. They can stand on their own and be whole without need of anything else. However, when these two are blended together, they create an entirely new, extraordinarily intricate entity. Each grain of sand brings to the mixture a lasting beauty that forever enriches the combination. So if you'll each pour your sand into this vase to symbolize the union of your lives. This vase of sand now represents your new life together. Although you are two separate people, your lives are now entwined as one. And just as these grains of sand can never be separated and poured into their individual vases again, so will your marriage be a molding of two personalities bonded together, forming one heart and one love. The life that each of you have experienced now individually will hereafter be inseparably united, for the two shall become one. And in closing, may these two people continue to grow the love they have expressed here today. May you be a blessing and a comfort to one another, sharers of each other's joys, consolers in any sorrows, helpers to each other in all of life. May you encourage each other in whatever you set out to achieve, and may you, trusting each other, trust life. And finally, may you not only accept and give affection between yourselves, but also together have affection and consideration for others, adding our love to our big wide world. Amber and Jason, as you have chosen each other, declared your love before your family and your friends gathered, vowed to be loyal and loving toward one another, symbolized by the sharing of vows and exchange of rings, it is my great joy and honor to pronounce that you are now united in marriage. Jason, please kiss your beautiful bride. And now, if you'll face everyone, we'll get your...
Jason and I first started dating 2.5 years ago after losing touch for 12 years, and that made actually me move across country to Colorado to be with him. Jay and I had our first kiss actually in his car when he picked me up from the airport. I actually kissed him first. He didn't kiss me. I was hoping he was going to kiss me, but he didn't, so I had to do it. Our first date happened actually at the Akron Zoo. We went to the zoo for the day, and actually my arm was in a sling because I was hurt, and he carried around my pink purse around the zoo all day. It was pretty funny. People were looking at him a little crazy, but he took care of it.
You've been engaged for a year or 2 years, you said?
We've been engaged for 2.5,
It's been about 2 years.
about 2 years.
About 2 years we've been engaged. Well, I know, one place, like the place we got engaged, it's a cool little restaurant down in Castle Rock called the Old Stone Church, and it was a real nice meal. And she was actually really surprised when I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me.
I was very surprised. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when, so it's very surprising.
Okay, sec.
Jason and I first started dating 2.5 years ago after losing touch for 12 years, and that made actually me move across country to Colorado to be with him. Jay and I had our first kiss actually in his car when he picked me up from the airport. I actually kissed him first. He didn't kiss me. I was hoping he was going to kiss me, but he didn't, so I had to do it. Our first date happened actually at the Akron Zoo. We went to the zoo for the day, and actually my arm was in a sling because I was hurt, and he carried around my pink purse around the zoo all day. It was pretty funny. People were looking at him a little crazy, but he took care of it.
You've been engaged for a year or 2 years, you said?
We've been engaged for 2.5.
It's been about 2 years.
About 2 years.
About 2 years we've been engaged. Well, I know, one place, like the place we got engaged, it's a cool little restaurant down in Castle Rock called the Old Stone Church, and it was a real nice meal. And she was actually really surprised when I got down on one knee and asked her to marry me.
I was very surprised. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know when, so it's very surprising.
I just want to thank, Amber's dad, who I'll be referring to as Dad or Pops, and
the
Bagnotto family. I appreciate you guys welcoming me into the family as easily as you've done. For all my friends, as I've said before, you're not just my friends, you're my family as well. Unfortunately, my blood family has not been able to make it today, but I have all of you, so I'm not worried. So again, thank you. And for those of you who I don't know, I thank you as well for coming today and showing your support.
Okay, sec.
Town you wouldn't know. My pops picked the place up for $1,500 back in 1964. My grandfather was a drinker back in the day, he'd put him down. But But a war is known to change a man, and the whiskey's known to change a man. That's not me. I rarely drink from the bottle, but I'll smoke a little weed. I still live in the sticks where you wouldn't go, in a town of 1,200 off an old dirt road, and a country boy is all I'll ever be. Now it's been 12 years since I sold my soul to the devil in LA. He said, sign your name here on the dotted line, and your son's down an old dirt road in a town you wouldn't know. My pops picked the place up for $1,500 back in 1964. My grandfather was a drinker back in the day, he'd put him down. But a war is known to change a man, and the whiskey's known to change a man. That's not me. I rarely drink from the bottle, but I'll smoke a little weed. I still live in the sticks where you wouldn't go, in a town of 1,200 off an old dirt road, and a country boy is all I'll ever be. Now it's been 12 years since I sold my soul to the devil in LA. He said, sign your name here on the dotted line, and your songs they all will play. He set up shop on Sunset, he put me up. He set up shop on Sunset, he put me up at the mark.
To those of you who don't know me, Jason and I have known each other for going on 22 years. 22 years as of this year. And in fact, we probably would have met 22 years ago. Right around this month, I think. Be really close to this. So I can think back to all the memories I'd have with him, riding in the car with the music way too loud, screaming into the drive-through microphone at a Burger King, and the poor lady on the other end just beside herself with not knowing. I mean, we started to like scream the lyrics before the guy in front of us even got done, and I know that they could hear it. That's how loud we were. Let's see, we met when we were what, 14? Yeah, does that sound right? I remember your first car accident. He insisted that it was not his fault, even though he turned left in front of somebody. And he said the reason was because he had his blinker on. And the other guy should have known. Which, was that the Oldsmobile or the Grand Prix that you were driving?
That was Oldsmobile.
The Oldsmobile, yeah. The teal blue Oldsmobile. Teal blue Oldsmobile, that thing. That was a good car. We did dumb stuff in that. So, remember that time when my stepfather threatened to kill you? So I would go over to his house, and we would when we wanted to do something, and I would knock 3 times and just walk in to his house because his parents were, I don't know, a lot nicer than mine anyway. But so he thought one day that he was just going to try the same thing and walk into my house. Well, he startled my stepfather, who threatened that if he ever did it again, he would shoot him. From that moment on, the fear of God was in him for my stepfather. And my stepdad's kind of a scary guy anyway with a large gun collection, so we all believed that was actually going to be the case. He was really going to shoot him.
And being a gunsmith,
and he's a gunsmith, right, yeah, so he can do all of that stuff. Yeah, in any case. So I could go on and on about all of the stories between us and all the dumb stuff we've done and all the fun things we've done, but I kind of, when I was working on this, I was thinking about, why am I like really here? Like, why are we all really here? And I think the reason is we're here not just to witness, but to help support you guys and, you know, help you be accountable to each other and to your marriage. And I think, so with that in mind, the one story that I'm really going to tell that kind of fits this is from that first summer where I still don't, to this day, I don't know how we met each other. I don't remember. And I don't think you do either, no. I don't know. But it was a summer, we were both 14, so nobody had driver's license, and we lived probably 3 miles away, we did 3 miles? So we lived 3 miles away, and so we decided we were gonna ride our bikes. We'd ride halfway and meet each other at Monclova School, at the elementary school, and then we would ride to whoever's house we were actually gonna go hang out at, right? So that makes perfect sense, we were gonna, right? And then, so we did that. I think we probably did that, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 times. I can't even remember, we were bored. So we did that over and over again. Well, as the time kind of wore on, I'm perennially late to everything. I'll be late to my own funeral, I guarantee it. And I just kept getting later and later as the summer wore on. As we got closer and closer to school, I kept getting later and later. And he just kept riding farther and farther to meet me. And finally, he just would ride to my house. Like, he just gave up on meeting. He was done. He's like, all right, look, if we're gonna do this, I'm just gonna have to ride. And he would ride all the way to my house. And as I thought about that, I was like, you know, 14, you learned one of the best lessons you could ever learn about being married. And that is, meet the other person where they're at. You know, and this is for both of you guys, because that's really it. You know, I haven't been married a long time, so I can't speak from a place of long experience, but I've seen those relationships that seem to work out, and even in my short marriage, I've started to notice that is one of the best things you can do for a long and happy marriage, is to meet the other person where they're at. Because quite frankly, marriage is hard. You know, I'd be lying to you if I said it was all flowers and rainbows. It's not. Some days you wake up next to the person and you're like, what am I doing here? Did I really do this? Like, you know. But when things get tough, when things get hard, when the going, it seems undoable, meet the other person where they're at. It's gonna always be worth it. You're never gonna look back and say, well, I didn't try my hardest, if you always were meeting the person where they were at, if you were going that extra mile. If you were finally deciding, well, I'm just gonna ride the 3 miles and I'm gonna meet them there. And I know that's gonna work, and I know that that's for real, because 22 years later, we're still friends. And I know in another 22 years, we'll still be friends. And so, if you do that in your relationship, which I know you will, I can promise you it's going to work out. It's been a blessing and an honor. To be friends with one of the most loyal men I've ever known. And I'm so, so happy to be here for you. And so thankful to see you happy. Blessings to you both. Cheers. Now the maid of honor, Julie, is going to give her speech.
Makes you cry.
Because I already can't keep it together. I'm very fortunate that not only is Amber my sister, but my best friend. She has been there for me on so many occasions, I can't even count. I'm honored to be here with my family, my husband, the kids, my dad and Arlene, to celebrate this special day. Jay, we welcome you with open arms. I thank you for loving my sister, respecting her, and making her happy every day. I love you both. Cheers. And now it's Pedro.
Everyone, you're welcome. For those who don't know me, I am Pedro. That's my wife, Michelle, over there. I'm one of Jay's and Amber's friends. Jay asked me to say a few words today. and I had to write it out. First, I want to thank everybody for showing up to this wonderful occasion. It makes me happy to know that Jay will be entering into a wonderful family. I have a few facts about July 9th to share because I know Jay's head is full of information. And just wanted to add a little bit more to it.
Hopefully it's useful, yeah.
We'll see. So, this is the 191th day. It's a leap year. So next year will be 190. In 1776, on this day, George Washington ordered the Declaration of Independence to be read to members of the Continental Army in Manhattan. In 1846, the territory of the District of Columbia is returned to Virginia. In 1893, Daniel Williams performs his first successful open heart surgery without anesthesia. In 1980, Walt Disney Fox and Hound was released. In 1981, Donkey Kong was created. That's pretty good. On February 28th, 2015, Michelle and I were introduced to Amber and Jay by a co-worker of mine. Soon a friendship grew. Jay's the kind of friend that wants to help, even if he doesn't understand or have the experience of what you might be working on. For instance, on one occasion I needed to install a hot water heater in my house. And I don't know, it was about 8:30 or so. I gave him a call. I'm like, yeah, I bought this hot water heater. It's a little bit bigger than the one that I had, a little heavier, and it barely fits through the door. He's like, I'll be right on over. So I explained to him what I needed to do. Basically had to have it tip it over this way, and he was going to hold it. And I was going to get underneath it and lift it up to put it up on this shelf. And he just looked at me, he's like, that just doesn't sound like a good idea. Oh, we did it anyways. We got it up there, got it installed, and I appreciate your help with that. Everybody has a lot of things going on in their lives, and you know, all of us, we do. We have school, we have work, so on and so forth. And we always make time to meet each other, go out to dinner, do different things. Thank you, Jay. Both Jay and Amber have quite a few accomplishments in their lives they should be proud of. Jay recently received his associate's degree and is currently working on his bachelor's degree. And Amber has her associate's degree and has recently been promoted to management. Congratulations. Jay and Amber, can you please stand up?
Now we're kind of going on.
Face each other. Hands to your sides. Okay, a little separation here. Jake, can you put your hands up? Jake, can you put your hands up at a 45-degree angle right there? Palms down. Amber, can you do the same thing below his hands?
Below his, oh no.
See if we can smack him on first. Jay, take a good look into her eyes. Just want you to realize this is the last time you'll have an upper hand on her.
Yeah.